Have you ever had that moment when you felt like everything in your life was about to change, but you didn't know how or when? You couldn't explain it, but something deep inside you whispered that the world would never be the same again. Maybe you were broke, maybe you were lost, or maybe you were just tired of the same routine, and then something happened that changed everything. That's exactly the kind of moment you're in right now. Because what I'm about to tell you, if you really understand it, could shift how you see success, money, time, and even your entire future. Look around. The world is changing faster than ever before. Things that used to take years now happen in months. People are building million-dollar companies from their bedrooms. Teenagers are becoming millionaires on the internet. AI, automation, electric cars, rockets, everything we thought was impossible is now possible. And one man has been at the center of this storm for more than 20 years, Elon Musk. But this isn't a story about Elon's money or his fame. This is a story about something deeper, the mindset that makes a person see what others can't, the courage to keep going when everyone thinks you're insane, and the power to change not just your own life, but the world. Let's go back to when Elon was a kid. Imagine being a small boy in South Africa in the early 1980s. You love reading more than playing outside. You spend hours buried in science fiction books and teaching yourself how to code on an old computer. One day, you create your first video game at age 12 and sell it for around $500. Most people would have spent it on toys or snacks, but for Elon, that was just proof that he could create something from nothing. Fast forward a few years, he moves to America, the land of opportunity. But opportunity doesn't knock, it hides. He's broke, sleeping on a couch, eating cheap noodles, working day and night. He could have given up, but he kept going because he saw what others didn't. While people were focused on making money, he was focused on solving problems, big problems. His first company, Zip2, was like Google Maps before Google Maps. He sold it for over $300 million. Then he started XCOM, which later became PayPal. That sold for over $1 billion. Most people would have stopped there, retire, buy cars, enjoy life. But Elon took nearly all his money, around $180 million, and invested it in 3 companies everyone said would fail: SpaceX, Tesla, and SolarCity. He didn't keep a safety net. He didn't play it safe. He was broke again. He said, "I could either watch it happen or be part of it." That's the mindset that separates dreamers from doers. Now think about your own life for a second. How many times have you had a great idea, but fear stopped you? How many times did people tell you, it's impossible, and you believed them? Elon didn't listen to people who said, you can't. He listened to the voice that said, what if I can? At one point, SpaceX failed 3 times in a row. Each rocket exploded, millions of dollars lost. The media called him crazy. His friends told him to quit. Even NASA laughed at him. But on the 4th try, it worked. That one success changed everything. SpaceX became the first private company to send a rocket into orbit. That's the thing about life. Sometimes all it takes is one success after 100 failures. Imagine if Elon gave up on the 3rd try. Imagine if he said, it's too hard. We wouldn't have reusable rockets today. Tesla wouldn't exist. Electric cars would still be a dream. That's the power of not giving up right before the miracle happens. But here's the part most people miss. Elon didn't just change industries, he changed mindsets. He made people believe that one person can actually make a difference. He proved that it's not about luck, it's about persistence. He proved that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of success. You might not be building rockets, but your dream might feel just as far away. Maybe you're working at a job you hate. Maybe your business is struggling. Maybe you're tired of watching others succeed while you feel stuck. But remember this, every person you admire was once where you are right now. They were broke, they were doubted, they were scared, but they moved anyway. When Elon was building Tesla, he almost lost everything. In 2008, during the global financial crisis, both Tesla and SpaceX were on the verge of bankruptcy. He said it felt like staring into the abyss. He had to choose between saving one company or both. He divided his last remaining money between them and took loans to pay his rent. Everyone thought he was done, but instead of dying, both companies rose from the ashes. Tesla is now worth hundreds of billions of dollars. SpaceX is valued at over 100 billion. But more importantly, they've changed how the world thinks about energy, transportation, and exploration. So here's the lesson. Your life can change completely in 1 year. It can change in one decision, one risk, one brave moment when you say, "I'm not giving up." You don't need to be Elon Musk to make that shift. You just need to see beyond your current circumstances. Think about this. 10 years from now, the world will not look like it does today. Artificial intelligence, self-driving cars, space travel, it's all happening faster than we expect. The people who adapt, who learn, who take action will be the ones who succeed. The people who wait will be left behind. Elon once said, "When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor." That's the difference between average and extraordinary. Most people quit when it gets hard. The great ones push harder when it gets impossible. Maybe right now, you're in your own version of 3 rocket failures. Maybe you've tried again and again, and nothing seems to work. But what if the next one, the 4th attempt, is the one that changes your life forever? You'll never know unless you keep going. And here's something powerful to remember. Every major change in your life starts with discomfort. Before every breakthrough, there's a breakdown. Before every new level, there's a test. When things fall apart, it's not always a sign of failure. It's a sign that something new is being built. Elon once said that being an entrepreneur is like eating glass and staring into the abyss. It's not glamorous, it's painful, but it's worth it. Because the world doesn't change through comfort, it changes through courage. So ask yourself right now, what's the dream you've been sitting on, the idea you've been afraid to start, the vision you keep pushing aside because you think you're not ready? You'll never be ready. Neither was Elon. Neither is anyone who's ever done something great. You just start, and you figure it out along the way. There's a saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. That's how success works. You don't wait for perfect timing, you create it. Elon didn't wait for approval. He didn't wait for investors to believe in him. He bet on himself. And that's what this moment is for you, a chance to bet on yourself. A chance to take your pain, your failures, your rejections, and turn them into fuel. Because the truth is, success doesn't come from comfort. It comes from refusing to stay the same. You might lose money, you might lose friends, you might fail again and again, but if you stay the course, if you stay consistent, your time will come. People will call you lucky, but you'll know it wasn't luck. It was your persistence. So when you finish watching this, don't just feel inspired, act. Start that business, post that content, learn that skill, apply for that opportunity. The next few years will belong to the ones who move, not the ones who wait. Because here's the truth, the future isn't waiting for anyone. Technology is moving fast, the economy is shifting, and the opportunities that exist right now might not exist 5 years from now. Elon saw that early. He didn't wait for permission to innovate. He created his own lane. And maybe, just maybe, this video found you right before your life changes. Maybe this is your sign. You'll only see this once, moment before everything transforms. So don't just watch Elon's story, learn from it. You might not build rockets, but you can build a new version of yourself, one that's fearless, one that's focused, one that refuses to give up. Because at the end of the day, it's not about becoming Elon Musk, it's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't quit. The kind who sees possibility where others see limits. The kind who looks at failure and says, "Okay, next." You only get a few moments in life when everything can change. This might be one of them. Don't let it pass. Because 10 years from now, when you look back, you'll realize this was the day everything started to shift. So take the risk. Chase the dream, fail, learn, and rise again. You don't have to be a genius to change your life. You just have to decide you're done waiting. Because just like Elon Musk, your story is still being written. And this, right now, is just the beginning.